Well, welcome everyone to Measures Adventures. Today's video, I don't know how long of a video it's going to be, we'll see. But don't you find it frustrating when you live in places like here in Canada and we get the snow and everything and you want to do some chainsaw milling and you got your log deck that you got your logs out of the bush, whatever, and your deck looks like this. Now you want to do some milling, it's either they're froze to the ground, covered in snow, you got to clean the snow off your deck, and then when it's getting warm out, now everything's getting wet and it just looks very crappy. So what I did, I kind of built like a log stand is what I did. And that's what this video is about mainly, is I wanted to show you the log stand. But what happened with me was I was chainsaw milling, and if you've seen my previous videos, that I had those plastic sawhorses, and I had actually a good sized log or whatever on there. And I was going to make a 6x6 cant. And what happened was I had it on there and I started milling or whatever, and about 3/4 of the way of milling, well, the thing finally, plastic, it collapsed. Like what a disaster. Like I had a mess to clean up like you wouldn't believe. I'll show you what happened to to the sawhorse, and you're going to be shaking your head saying, what are you using plastic for in the first place? So you see what happened here. Here's what's left of my sawhorses. It's in pieces, it's destroyed, completely garbage. I know they don't cost much, so I'm not too worried about the price. I can always pick up another set of sawhorses, but rule of thumb, how I learned, well, it was only temporary anyway. Like I learned, don't be using plastic like that. But I thought, well, it's only temporary, and I'll get by on it, get through the winter or whatever, and then I'm gonna build myself, a proper stand so I can do my chainsaw milling. So I was kind of holding off from wherever, and weather was not helping me in any way whatsoever. So finally, I started, when it broke, I thought, okay, I got to build something. I got to get something to put these logs on. So what happened was we got freezing rain, and I mean, it poured. So I had to get this done. So here I'm in the pouring rain, but I got pretty much the base, everything, all of it done. And then when it got nice out again, and then I had to just do some minor touch-ups and stuff. So let's go on over to the deck I built, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be quite impressed with what I made. Now this is a proper log deck for chainsaw milling. I had to think while I was doing this, pouring rain out, I had to think, how am I gonna do this? I gotta do this, I gotta be quick, I gotta be quick. And I did all this on my own, nobody helped me, but all the lumber to build this log deck was all done from chainsaw milling. So I'm pretty proud of that part of it too, but some of the lumber, some had ridges when I first started chainsaw milling with the other saw, and I didn't have the proper chain filed proper. I'd trying to use dull chains and until I learned as I went on. But in results, whatever, I took the scrap boards and everything that I made and built myself a log deck. So the way I kind of had it planned out, the way I wanted to do it, was I wanted where I take my quad, and you've seen in my previous videos where I built that kind of a log deck whatever for the back of my ATV trailer and bring the logs in. And what I was doing, I was piling it off to the side or whatever onto that deck I just showed you. It's covered in snow and ice. So I wanted where I can back up to this log deck, and then I can just skid the log straight on the deck. So I'm not doing any heavy lifting or anything. You just put on the deck and then I can roll it. So on the deck itself, I kind of used like 4x4s and stuff that I cut. And then I took 2x4s and everything that I cut or whatever. And well, I used 2x4s to kind of embrace everything together. So it's going to have a lot of weight of logs on there, so I got to make sure it doesn't collapse or anything. And plus, if I have to skid it and move it around, which I want to do once the snow is gone, I want to be able to skid this thing, put it in the right proper place where I want it, where I can take my quad and blade, push the snow away from it, where I can clean up the sawdust. But I know I'm pretty quite proud of myself of this log deck. I thought, I'll give you guys an idea. Maybe you guys like to construct, build something like this yourselves. So even on the deck itself, I did on this end here too, is I made it just a little bit higher than on the other end where I'm going to do my chainsaw milling, just for the fact that it's just easier to roll the logs down it. So that's the reason for that. But I didn't want to go too high. Like I said, I want to be able to back up my quad and trailer with the logs on it, and should be able to back right onto the deck and then skid the log right onto the deck. So that way I'm not doing any heavy lifting. If the log's too big or I can't manhandle it, well then I'll run a strap over to one of them poplar trees and I'll run a snatch block, and then I'll just winch them on this deck. So it just makes my life a lot easier. Like, you know, if you can make your life work better and easier, why not? So this, on this side of the deck here now, this is where I want to do my chainsaw milling. So all the sawdust will kind of blow that way, so it's going to be easier for a cleanup, where I want to clean up all your sawdust and everything. So I'm going to bring the camera in just a little bit closer for you to see what I did here on my 4x4s, and I'll kind of sort of explain what I'm going to do with it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I can't see why it wouldn't work. So like on the ends of the 4x4s, what I did, that's why I kind of put it on an angle. The 4x4 is the same length as it is on the other side of the log deck. But I made where the 2x4s are down just a little tiny bit, just so when you're running your saw, like I took the chainsaw and I kind of wedged this out. So I wanted to, my plan is, you roll up your log up to here, right? And that way it can't roll off the deck. This will stop it. And then you can do your first few cuts as you want. And then when it gets down, the problem I was getting, I got down to a certain height. Next thing you know, I was skimming my other one off. Like, it was like, you know, so you're wasting a lot of slab board or whatever, just the way I had it set up. So this way, when I get it cut down enough, I can pick it up and I can set it up on here. And then I can finish my cut, and then I can get down that slab board. I can get it down so far without hitting this at all. So, like I said, you bring your log up, you go up against this here, do your slab boards the way you want to do it, or if you're going to try and make a cant or anything like that, well, at least you can flip the thing over or whatever. It's not going to tip and fall on you so you get hurt. Until you do, say, your last slab and it's more square, you can set it up on top. And easy as peasy, and finish up your log and make the boards that you like. Also here on the side here, I'll get a close-up for that for you too, what I did for a little spot for my wedges. So down here on the ends here, I made little holders to put my wedges in, because then you're not carrying them on your side. I had a problem because I was putting them in my coverall back pockets, and I didn't like that with gloves on. You're trying to grab it, it was just a frustration is what it was. So I kind of built this little holders, whatever, so you can put your wedges in. So I did it all the way down. So I'm going to put 2 wedges on each one. So as you're milling, you're not reaching in your pockets, you're not trying to get a wedge. You just reach down, grab a wedge, put the wedge in. So on this end of the log deck, I put this 1-inch on here, and I only get a couple screws on each side just to hold it down. Basically, what I wanted to do here is when I'm doing my edge boards, this way I can take a couple C-clamps or wood clamps, clamp them on the ends to a board, and be able to take my saw and cut through and do my edging here. So this is why this is here. Might be temporary. I might decide to go to it, you know, maybe a 2x6 or something like that. But I'm going to see how this one does. I'm pretty sure it does. I didn't want to go too thick. Is for the reason of to put your clamp on and stuff. You don't want big and bulky. I want something easy. So when I'm cutting my lumber, so I cut my slab. And the best way to do it, then I just take it, I can put my slabs over here and pile them over here until I get enough, and then I can just come over here and do my edging over here on the side of this deck. Now, just on the deck itself, like I can put a lot of logs on this deck. Like all the ones that's sitting back over here or whatever, I can get them all picked up, put them on here, I can even stack them up. It's gonna hold the weight. I got enough room to put my slab boards off to the side and everything. But what I basically did, it's almost 10 by 8 is how I made this deck. So that way or whatever, I can put my logs on, I got lots of space. The big thing is I like now, if it snows, it rains, whatever, it's up here high on the deck. It's easy to clean the logs off. You just turn them and all the snow basically will fall right off it. Or you can just go and stand on each end, just give it a little bit of a sweep, and it's clean. And another thing is, if it's pouring rain, well, the water's actually gonna wash off everything and get the dirt and crud off it for you, so that'll kind of benefit you too. So that's another bonus you're going to get, but the main thing was I don't want the deck looking like that. Like yeah, always manhandling them logs, and why not make it easier? So basically, this is my log deck. I want your guys' opinion too, so I was hoping that maybe you guys could leave me a comment, and I want your opinion. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a setup like this? Or would you rather have sawhorses and small setup like I've seen on YouTube? Some of the decks that people have made, I think I've seen one video where a young guy, he actually made himself a decent log deck. Or would you rather have a deck like this over here? So myself, I think this is a way better setup. And it really only took me an afternoon, pouring rain, to actually make this. The only thing left I really have to do on this now is basically I want to stain it, which I still want to make another video on that, how you can make a wood stain like they did 100 years ago, where it doesn't cost a whole lot of money, and I can stain this deck real quick and easy, and that way insects are not going to get into it. It's not going to weather. And if it does, it's going to take it a long time. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say too, like, oh, it would have been nice to actually show the build as I was building. But I mean, it's kind of hard to film anything or whatever when she's pouring rain and I'm in a rush trying to get it done. We had heavy snowfall warnings, and like here in Alberta, it's just been nasty. But I got it done. Like, you kind of go, like I didn't make no plans or nothing. I just kind of winged it kind of thing to even build it. So it's not really a hard of a build. You just got to use your imagination a little bit and stuff. But anyways, this ain't going to be much of a video. I thought just a quick one and demonstrate and show you. Oh, demonstrate. Well, that'll be another video. I'll demonstrate putting a log on here and, you know, show you how nice and much easier it is too, without stuff falling down or anything getting tippy, and logs not covered in snow and mud and crud. But anyways, this is an ending of a video, and I'll do my best to get another video as soon as I can. And if you like this video, well, you got to check these videos, because I know you're going to like them. Or even hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. So the wind's coming up, and I have a funny feeling we're going to get a little bit of snow again. So anyways, we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.